Generic greetings and welcome to Hardware Engineers, the game I added to my Steam wishlist at some point in the past and then completely forgot about until recently when I was browsing aforementioned list and I saw the game for only a couple of generic units of currency. I bought it, played it for about an hour and a half, and then, you know what, I thought I'm going to do a video on this because it's actually quite good. It is a game about running a computer store, so you'll be upgrading PCs, repairing PCs, people come into your store and ask for different parts, you'll build them from scratch, and also do the software stuff. So actually Hardware Engineers I think is a fairly poor name. It's very generic and something I do appreciate, but it's also not really representative of what the game is about. A more accurate name would be, and it really pains me to admit this, something like Generic Computer Store Simulator 2000X, something like that, because at least that gives you a sense of what the game is about. But anyway, that's just a minor thing. By the way, I've got a beverage here with me as well. Today's beverage is a Bovril, a nice warming Bovril, and the reason for that is because I've just brought the bins in and it's absolutely hoying it down with rain outside, so I got completely soaked through and I'm very, very cold at the moment. My hands are, I think they're sort of just, I think they're icicles on the end of these just horrible paws. Anyway, let's go to new game and I will show you a little bit of the game and you can decide whether it's something for yourself or not. By the way, it is in early access because of, well, of course it is. So typical disclaimers apply. It ain't finished. There's going to be bugs, things like that. So new game. There's difficulty modes, easy, medium, and sadly there's no expert mode. I was very interested to see how accurate the game portrays the installation of components. At medium level, it's very, very basic, but it does give you what you need to know. I'm hoping the expert mode, you really have to know exactly where every cable connects, but we'll get onto that later on. So you can change your character, you can alter it, you can do whatever you want, so we'll just say that, and, oh, that's a very, very, very nice look. And we will say validate. I don't know why, but the term validate comes across this game a lot. So, hi, welcome to your new store. We'll turn the tutorial off because we don't need that. Okay, quick rundown of the UI. Top left, you've got your time and day as well as time controls, reset camera option, a wall mode which pretty much just gets rid of this divider, and then we've got a mailbox which I've never actually received any mails in the game because I'm so alone and nobody wants to contact me. And then we've also got a level at the top which I've also never leveled up in because I haven't played it enough. But essentially, it gives you some statistical bonuses as you progress on. That's pretty much all it is, as far as I can tell. And also, this is coming soon because, well, of course it is. We've got some stuff like what's in our cart, a number of components on the shelf, number of rigs we have, reputation points, and money. Obviously, if we go to zero monies, then that's pretty bad. You've got some finance options as well, like bank loans and stuff. In the center, obviously, this is our store. It is in the middle of a void, which is very, very, very disconcerting. And also, it is. I'm just gonna cut to it. I don't like the look of it. I really, really do not like the cel-shaded look of, oh, it's not even cel-shaded, it's just this big, thick black line that goes around everything. There just seems to be a generic shader that loads of games use, and it just shouts laziness or just not very decent look. It doesn't look good to me. I don't like it. Personal opinion, obviously, because, well, all of these things are, but still, I don't like the look of it. Just get rid of the back lines, please. We don't need it. That's just, like I said, it's something that bugs me because a lot of games have it and it's just, yeah. Anyway, so we've got our character. You can't walk around your store yet. As far as I'm aware, there's going to be walking animations added, at least for customers. I don't know whether we'll be able to walk around. But we have a couple of things we can click on. We can click on each of these shelf units and stuff so we can add stuff to the showcase. We've got our supplier shop, which is something we'll get to in a moment. We've got inventory, which is nothing in there. And then we've got a toolbox, which we can change stuff as well. So, and once I change stuff, we can say buy white paint and then add it, you know, to the walls. Add it, otherwise known as paint. There we go. And we got some like nice wood grain as well, but we're not going to change that because LGR would get upset. So what are we going to do? Well, we can just start the game and let's see who turns up, because people will turn up and say, look, this is the problem with my computer. Can you fix it? Or sometimes they'll just turn up and say, it's broken. Please fix it. And then it's our job to do that. But we can also buy different parts, and we will be doing that. So we've got different categories, as you can see. So if we just go, for example, hard drive, we've got a C-Get 500 GB, so 500 gigabytes, and then you click on that and it shows you some statistics. So it's got a performance rating, a quality rating, capacity, a format. I don't know what it means by format, and then consumption. The tutorial is very basic as far as I can tell. In fact, it cut out halfway through when I was doing my other playthrough, or rather when I was trying to learn the game, but it's fairly easy to understand, and I've built several computers in the past anyway, so I can understand pretty much everything that's trying to show, that's trying to fling at me, apart from some of the weird quirks, like when you go into things like optical drive, it's like, what's one read? What does that mean? I really don't know. Obviously, I can understand the power consumption and the quality, and when you go up to the computer, you get like a rating of office application and gaming in 3D. I mean, is that out of 100? It doesn't really tell me. But either way, you can see what operating system it's running on. This is a full computer. When you mouse over it, you also get some other lines to show you things. But it still doesn't tell me what it is. Like, I think the first one is like health of the computer. The next one's like its performance. The other one after that's maybe quality, and then how much power's left. And then you've got your office and gaming applications as well rating. And then you've got some other stuff, and you've got all your components in there as well. So it's got a Toshiba 600GB hard drive, an Intel i3-3200, which is the processor, an Asus C26HV motherboard. Obviously, it's all slightly different variations of the real-life counterpart, but hey-ho, that's just what it is. So we haven't done anything, so I'm going to actually buy a computer. I'm going to say computer, and I'm going to buy the cheapest computer possible, and we'll say buy. And we can have an express delivery, but we're not really waiting for it, so we'll buy that, and then we'll put it in the store, because some people might turn and go, oh, I really like the look of that, and then buy it. In fact, we might as well go for a graphics card, and what decent graphics card have we got in? There's a MZI RS7 760. And also got low energy consumption level 1, which I think is like little perks that the things can have. Do we do that? The problem with buying in stuff like this, especially in little stores, although to be fair, we don't know how big or small the store is because of the existential crisis we're currently having. But the thing is, we don't really know whether people are going to come in and say, I really want that graphics card. You know, those sort of people wouldn't generally just wander into a store like this, although it's based in this game. So you end up with like just old stock that you can't shift, that you've paid a premium for, that you can't get rid of, and it's now not worth anything because it's like 12 months down the line, and that Titan X that's sat on your shelf was bought for 800 quid, and now it's worth like 50p in a Batman mask, so yeah, whatever. Anyway, I'm going to max speed this out because we're not getting any customers. For whatever reason, it's slow down, medium, and speed up. Shouldn't that be slow, normal, and fast? There's some weird translation and ingress going on many times as well, especially with the customers. When one person come in and said, I have computer, it broken. Now, I know that might be trying to poke fun at some of the people that might come into computer shops, but I think it's more of a case of either my reading skills failed me, which I did have to double check it. No, it wasn't my reading skills at that time. It was actually just bad text. Anyway, I also don't know why it's counting up each individual second. I don't think that's strictly necessary. At this point, hang on, we've got some delivery. At this point, we will be able to walk around and, hoover up and make sure that everything's clean, but it's not in. So let's just accept the parcel. So we've got a computer, and we've also got Betty L. Lang. Hello. I look for a cheap Computronic 500. Do you have one by chance? I will accept that. So this is a mission. It is actually called a mission, I believe. Oh, not called an order here. Oh, not new mission, yes. Should it be a mission or should it be a job? You'd think it would be called a job. Anyway, so it's 491.99 generic units of currency, and we get some reputation if we complete this. So I'll accept that, and let's just see. So they go away, they go about their daily business, and we do actually have a computer in stock. It is hang on, what is it? It is a computer. It's the one we need. So actually, I've managed to, oh god, I've done the wrong thing. I've managed to buy in the computer that they want, which is good. What I've done here is I've put it on the workbench, and you can click on it, and you can now see inside the computer, so all the parts. So you've got your PSU, you've got your system fan there, motherboard, processor, RAM. Doesn't have a graphics card in here. It also... Ooh, it's missing the I/O plate. Heresy. Heresy. Let's just validate that, and we'll validate the computer. And then what we'll do, we'll give it to them, and then we will click finish, and then we'll get some money. So how much did I buy that computer for? I would have bought it for 408, but I got 491. So I made a decent profit for doing pretty much nothing. Just dandy, isn't it? Really, really good. Okay, normal speed again. And then we will crack on. Like I say, I've built many computers in the past, and I've repaired other ones, so I'm fairly competent when it comes to this sort of thing anyway. In fact, just recently, I replaced a cooler for a friend, and it was a full open heart surgery job. So I had new case, new cooler. We only had a stock Intel cooler, and we replaced it with a Corsair H110, I think it was. And obviously that's got the heat pipes as well as the big radiator and 2 fans, and it took about 3 or 4 hours. But obviously it was taking all of the computer out, all of the motherboard, changing it all over, putting the back in, and then making sure the front panel header works, which I always get the polarity wrong on those things. So the reset button ends up turning it on the hard drive, like flashes when the other fans should do other things, but the first time ever, I managed to get it all right in one go, mainly because I checked the manual, which is probably something I should do more often, but, you know. So yeah, fairly common this sort of thing. When it comes to building the computer in this mode, in this easy mode, that's not easy, sorry, this is normal mode, it is just like a little mini game. I can't really show you because there's no computers turning up, and I don't really want to spend loads of money and get parts in, although we're not going to continue this save, so we might as well. Let's get another computer in. Let's get in one of the basic ones, because that seemed to work. We'll buy that one in. And I'll take it apart and show you. Someone might turn up in the meantime, though, with a problem with the computer. But, yeah, I mean, for a mini-game, for example, you'll be, for putting in the power supply, you literally click and drag the power supply, and then you'll, like, do a click down. A click and drag down to, like, put the plugs in. But it does show you this exactly, no, it is the right plug. It is the proper 20 or 24 pin power plug to go into that, or whatever pin it is. I haven't strictly counted them, to be honest with you, these days. And then that's pretty much it. But it would be really nice if at some point the expert mode you'd have to actually unscrew each individual screw. You would have to put in the right cable in the right place, and it's up to you to decide which is the right place. And if you get it wrong, well, what can happen? Who knows? If it's a proper simulation, then anything could go wrong. I mean, it's fairly foolproof these days, computer building, anyway, because, you know, most of the plugs only fit in one way. It's all marked on the motherboard. You know, I still wouldn't recommend it if you don't have a clue what you're doing. But, you know, anyone can get into it, I think. Although I did grow up doing it, so who knows. I'm still waiting for either this thing to be delivered, which is going to be delivered any moment, or a new customer. Apparently it's a very, very slow day, but we should have the delivery guy coming in. There we go, Dell X, and we'll accept the package. Don't know why you would refuse it, but hey-ho. And what we'll do, we're going to put it on the shelf. So we can't put it in these, hang on, we can't put it in these showcases because it's too small. But this one, we can. And we'll click on that. And actually, no, you can't click on that. You have to click and drag it. And then what happens is, apparently it disappears. What? Is it because the game was paused? I don't know. Either way, I would like to buy this. Oh! That's why it disappeared, because I put it on the shelf and he went, I want to buy that, I want to buy. Oh, you know what? That's flying off the shelf. I'm going to buy a couple more of these things. So we're going to say buy, and then buy 2 of them because they're going right off the shelf. I mean, the thing is, they're just a workhorse, right? I mean, they're very cheap. Sorry, they're not cheap, they are good value. Let's be a salesman here, they are good value, they are not cheap. And if you want to do just, you know, internet application, you know, eBay, Facebook, FriendFace, the Twitters, things like that, then, you know, you don't need, you know, an alien power machine 5000X Mark II with extra lights and fans and so powerful it'll suck the cat in when it walks past. You know, you don't need that. You just need a workhorse, you know, not a desktop. You need like a workmate. No, that's not the right term. That's a tool. A workstation. Yeah, so just something basic. Anyway, so we are coming up to 1:15, and we've only had 2 customers, and both of them are just buying machines, which is easy profit for us. Although we say that, yeah, we haven't made much. And there's the delivery guy again. I will accept that, and then I will take both of these. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put one of them on the shelf, and the other one I'm going to take apart to show you. Okay, so put it on the back here, and then we'll click on it. So I'll just pause it for a moment, and you can see all of the fans are spinning, which I do appreciate that they're all animated. That's very good, and that might give you an indication as well of what's gone wrong at times. I believe, I say that not knowing if that is actually the case or not. I would assume it's the case, but I don't know. But you can look around, you can see, and just middle mouse and go around, and you've got all the components. So you've got options for things like display the temperatures. So naturally, you're going to have all of the processor and the fans and the heatsink all pretty warm, and all of the what's that called? There is a specific name for that part of the computer. Well, that stuff goes through it. I can't remember. Northbridge? Nah. Anyway, that stuff. Anyway, that's pretty warm, so that might give you an indication. Doesn't tell you what it is, though. I mean, you can click on it, it doesn't tell you. It just says, it just shows red. It would be nice if it told you the actual temperature. Again, maybe that's going to be in the expert mode. I would really hope so. And we can also do an inspect of the components. So you can mouse over them, shows you the health, shows you the performance, and then the ratings. Again, would be nice if we had some understanding about exactly what that is, but maybe it's something I just missed in the tutorial. Maybe it's something you want to look up. And then we can start ripping it apart if we really wanted to. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to inspect it. So I've got inspect open here. And do I want to do that? Hang on, inspect. Looks like we can't inspect it because we've recently bought it. Right, you can actually inspect components. You can also hide components as well, so it's easier to see. Like that, see, it goes like see-through mode. Pretty cool. Yeah, you can also like inspect parts when you don't know what it is. But this one, because it's new, we know it's all good. It's got a license key, so it's Windows 8, and we can also turn it on. So you literally click the power button and look at all that. So this is very familiar to what people might have seen, and then it also shows you what's in it. It looks at Toshiba 600 GB, so it is simulating like what's in there, which I think is really, really cool. And then it takes a while to fire up. Again, if you get a really good PC though, it'll fire up like that to be really quick. Whereas if we got a really fairly poor machine here, it'll take a while to do. So it's all in there. This is good. Yeah, I like this. This is what I was really excited for when I saw it. Yes, I know, nerd, but you know what? That's fine. That's fine. I like this sort of thing. We've got things like Download Center, and you can download drivers for your motherboard and graphics card. And some people might find this tedious, and maybe the game does get that way, but for the time being, yeah, this is pretty cool. You've got your motherboard there, you've got download options. So you can, for example, I can go for, say, Download Center, Softwares, Graysoft Antivirus. I'll download it. I might as well download it. I'll pre-install antivirus. And maybe, later on, that'll actually be more expensive. Actually, I'm not going to do that. What's this guy wanting? Hello, over the past week, my contact's telling me they've received strange messages from me. My son confessed to me he tried to pirate a certain engineer's game. That unbelievable. Yeah, see what I mean about the ingress? I think this computer need to be clean. Yes, I will definitely clean it for you, Sebastian Eberbacher, or Bacher. And a repair, 6 hours, 26, so we're going to have to do it today. We'll accept the job. It doesn't tell me how much, though. What? How much are you going to pay me? It just doesn't tell you at times. Yeah, that's weird. It doesn't tell you at times for that. Either way, I'm going to pause it. So the first things first, I'm going to put this computer on here, and I'm going to validate that, and then I'm going to turn the computer on because I'm going to pre-install the antivirus. This one is now installed as far as I can tell. We'll go to downloads. We will install the antivirus. There we go. This other guy's machine, we're not going to check the components. We don't need to do that, but we will turn it on. And then we'll probably install some antivirus, and we'll do a scan as well. So this is going to take a while to power up. We don't need to look at that. This one is... Oh, actually, I'm going to say, why is it not powering up? That's because I've got the computer... I've got the game paused. So we've got 3 computers on the go. I mean, I haven't worked in this environment, like in a commercial environment where you repair PCs, but I do know several people that have done, and, you know, I've helped them out at times. And it is like, you know, if it is just installing stuff, you could have 3 or 4, 5, 10 PCs on a big bank on the go because you can't do anything. It's just installing something. You know, you just let it crack on and do its thing. Especially if it's like a virus scan or installing Windows or a full format or something. You know, you just let it go. You just have to sit there and monitor it. This one then we will power on. We will go to Download Center. We'll go to Softwares, the antivirus. We'll start downloading that one. This one we will check our programs. We can see we now have an antivirus on there. I'm not going to do a scan because we don't need to do a scan on this one. We know that this is clean. We've just got it from the factory, so unless it's a really dodgy company, or actually any company these days with loads of spyware on the computer, then we don't really need to worry about it. We will go to Download, Softwares, Antivirus, download that, close that one. This one is now completed. That's shut down. We'll validate the machine, and then we will actually put it on sale like so. Job done. This one, I should have now downloaded the antivirus. We will install it. So you see you've got options to copy it to different drives if there is different drives. Yeah, that's all simulated and good. This one is almost finished installing the antivirus. It is now installed, and we'll just shut the computer down. And then once that's done, as I said, we'll probably put this on show because we might as well. And we'll validate that, or just take a little bit of time to cool down or something. Validate that, put it on show. There we go. And this one, we should now have the antivirus. We'll install that. Oh, crap. Actually, I've already installed that, haven't I? Oh, well, it's going to have 2 of them now. It's double clean. By the way, there's nothing stopping you ripping this computer apart and finding out what's inside it and putting different hardware in. I don't know if you'll actually notice, like, you know, if you put like a really crappy processor in and he pays you for it, I wonder if that's a thing. So we've got the drivers, we've got the antivirus, so we will start the antivirus and we will launch a full system scan. There we go. Okay. Shall I build a new PC from scratch just to show you what it's like? Might as well. So we'll go from our case first. What we'll do, we're gonna make a budget PC, but we'll put it in a very nice case. So we'll buy that one there. That's your case. So you need a power supply. I always say that one of the things you should never cheap out on is the power supply. So we'll go for a Crosshair CA 520. It's I don't know what rating it is. Probably a silver rating because it's only a 520 watt power supply, but we'll add that onto there. Motherboard, we've got we're building a budget PC, so we'll go for this thing here, which is an Asus C26HV, which is, what socket is it? It is a Untitled socket. Okay, so let's go for the processor, so we know it's going to be an Untitled, and we'll put probably we'll put a mid-range processor in, I think. We might as well. And then graphics card, we'll put a budget one in. Maybe a little bit above the budget. So this is got some frequency and some memory in there. Again, don't really have anything to compare it with, but yeah, that's what it is. We've got some good capacity. Revenge. Oh yeah, we don't really want that. We want some decent stuff. That's 2 times 2 gigabytes. So we'll have 4 gig around. That should be okay. This is going to be a bit of a workstation, bit more maybe for office applications, maybe Word, some of the other like other office applications that you might want to do. It's not going to be for graphical stuff, I don't think, but let's see what we've got. We've got a 600 gigabyte hard drive. I think we could probably go with, yeah, we'll go with that one. I don't know what the difference in these two is. This has a better performance, but the quality is less, so we'll get that one. Optical drive, we'll put in pretty much like everybody does, the cheapest optical drive. I think when I built this computer 18 months ago, I bought my optical drive for, I think it was 12 quid. I honestly think it was about £12. We don't have a cooler, we don't need serial or equipment. I think that'll do us, so we will buy that. It's going to be 59992, so we'll buy that. Let's just check this one. It looks like, oh, look at the virus scans. Lots of virus scans. A reboot is required, so we will get rid of that virus, and then we'll just restart it. Another customer. Hello, I'm looking for a Megabyte GS310. Are you selling it? Yes, I am. So I want to buy something. So it is a, hang on, a Megabyte 310. Is that a graphics card? Yes, it is. And they're going to pay me 115, so I'll just buy that. Express delivery would put it... it would put it still in the price range of what they're willing to pay, but I don't need to do it, so I might as well just crack on there. As you can see, time is running out for this top mission here, but we should be okay. This one is restarting, and we should be alright. We'll speed up to max speed, and I haven't had a sip of beverage yet. Yeah, that's... getting a bit cold, but hey ho. There was a bleep there, and I don't know what it was. Was it, don't I say it's validate? I don't know what that bleep was. Yeah, it's not this computer, is it? Not on fire, is it? Made in Britain. So we should be clean of viruses now. We'll just shut it down. I think that should be fine. So we've restarted the machine. The bleep might have been the machine restarting. And then it is validated. Customer. There's your machine. And looks like drivers, client status. Everything's on the green. We'll click finish. Again, it would be nice if you could mouse over it and tell it what it actually means, but it's early access. These sort of things are generally missing. So we've now fixed that machine. Excellent. So we'll just wait another couple of minutes, and then we'll have the graphics card that this person wants. We'll flog it to them. And, oh, here's our delivery. We'll accept that. And there's all of the components. Look at all of that. Nice. And we'll just wait a little bit longer for the next delivery, because that first delivery was the machine that I had ordered. We will accept that. Click on that. Take it. Quickly get the... Oh, we actually bought one anyway for the other person. So we'll finish that job, and then that's fine. So there's our missions. It looks like we're going to close up shop. It's not a 9 to 5 by the look of it. It's probably an 8 till 8. I mean, unless it's a Friday, you understand, then we knock off about half 4 and go for a couple of alcoholic beverages at the local, perhaps, and get absolutely tanked on Stella, and then go and have a greasy kebab at 3 AM and then have a fight with a parking meter. Because, you know, made in Britain. Right, so we're on, where are we at? We're getting towards 7 o'clock now. I'm guessing we're going to close. There we go. So we've got some profit of minus. Not profit then, is it? It's deficit. Some reputation increase, some other stuff. Obviously, a lot of this I've bought parts myself, so I didn't really need that. We'll validate that. And then we go to next morning. No sleep, no time to do that. Let's build this machine, shall we? So this is the machine. This is the case I've got. So there is the case, and it is completely empty. And it does actually show you what parts you need, which is good. So, there is some hand-holding here. So what we'll do, open up this, and we'll start installing it. So let's get the power supply in. Like I said, it would be nice if you took out each individual screws and stuff. I think that would be quite good. But when you put like the motherboard in, you can see it does say connect motherboard power connector, and that is the right connector and stuff, and you just click and drag. That's all it is. So the mini game's okay. Actually, it's not okay. I'm not a fan of it. I really want something a lot more advanced, but I can understand why it's not like that. Hopefully, I really do hope that the later stuff, like the expert mode, you do have to. There's a lot more in here, a lot more mini game stuff. That would be quite good. Like for the heatsink, for the heat paste, it's that the thermal compounder, you're spreading it. Now, as far as I'm aware, you don't spread it like that. You just put a blob on it and squish it down, because otherwise you introduce air bubbles and then thermal cooling it. Good. So yeah, let's just put all these in. Machine's running. And the GPU. There you go. Validate. Job done. Ah, damn it. I did not buy a license. Right, let me get a license. I'm going to install probably serial operating system not found. Oh, open the drive then, and we'll install Windows 7, 8, or 10. Well, I'm not going to do 8 because it's garbage. Probably 7. We'll install that, and then we'll get a license for it. Which is strange, because that's actually more expensive. Look at that. It's more expensive. Can we cancel that? Install that. Yeah, there we go. We'll install 10. We'll install 10. And we'll buy that. Buy. See, the thing about this game, and it's actually, it brought to light, this was really brought to light when I was doing my Game Dev Tycoon series, is just how dated something can become if it's doing specific numbers and analogs of real life stuff. Because it is like Windows 8, and the price there is reflected because you can buy 7, but I think it's really expensive because you have to get like enterprise versions, whereas Microsoft want you to buy 10. But it's just weird that that's it could date very, very fast. Anyway, so Nelly S. Castienda. Hi, I awfully need a stock CPU cooler. That will save my day. Right, well that's a fairly simple task. So, cooling, $1.99, buy it, buy. By the way, you noticed I didn't have to buy, one for my other machine. It looks like when you buy a processor, you get the stock cooler with it, which is generally what happens anywhere, assuming you get the non-OEM stuff. OEM, you just generally get the cooler. Sorry, just generally get the processor. But you know all that. Right, so this is almost done, the Milky Way SEWG. You can actually rename the machine as far as I'm aware. I'm just going to shut the computer down because we don't need to have it on. We will accept that. We'll check our packages, which it literally is just a license key. We'll validate that. And then we will... oh, we can't sell it because it won't fit on there. Can we then upgrade this? We can, and you can get different displays and stuff. And I don't know whether the display is... It gives you extra slots, but I don't... let's just accept that. It gives you extra slots, but it doesn't... It would be nice if it gave you like a statistical bonus to selling. So if you've got like nice LEDs all the way around the place, people would be more drawn to it. That sort of thing, like just display stands. There's loads of ways you can go here, and with this sort of thing. And you know what? I'm excited to see what happens to it. I just truly hope it's not a phone-in. I hope we get more patches, more expanded stuff. A lot of the things I've complained about, like the UI and the names, I can totally live with that. I've got used to the UI, about an hour and a half now, so there's no problem. But other things like it would be nice to see the expert mode, to see how more advanced that is, if it is more advanced. Things like say the shelving, more upgrades to your store. It's early access. Anything can happen, which means either nothing can happen or loads of stuff can happen, and everything in between. Either way, that is a little bit of Hardware Engineers. Links in the description so you can check it out yourself. As of time recording, when I got this on the Steam sale, it I think it was like £3.50. It was no money whatsoever, and I'm definitely going to get my money's worth out of that. I'm going to feature this again as well because I am enjoying it, and I assume it's something that that people would like on the channel because it's similar to sort of things I do, and at least something I'm familiar with as well, so I can, you know, see the real life comparisons and things like that. And, you know, it's nice to level up and get your stuff and maybe increase the store and buy different things. And, you know, you'll get different people coming in saying, can you build me a computer like this? I mean, sadly, because it's random, nobody's come in saying, oh, this hardware is broken. And then what you have to do is use your inspect tool and you inspect it, and then you take that part out and put another one in. It's similar to the building that we've shown you, but it's just a little bit more fault finding. But, yeah, that is a bit of the game. As always, hope you have enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.